In May 2023, an old lady crashed into my car writing it off. That evening, I went home and I made a Kickstarter and we raised £6,000 over the course of 5 months to get the Swamp Dogs and myself to the USA for a tour. It's something I'd always wanted to do and something I felt would really benefit the band for the musicianship and for our awareness of the music we play in the blues. Along the way, we went to all sorts of places and all sorts of towns and hung out with all sorts of people, and we had the most amazing time. This is Juke Joint Journal, the movie.
Name of Kelly Morganfield, nickname Muddy Water. Snowball's famous guitar picker.
So we left out of Arkansas, where we'd been partying the night before, and had a pretty grueling drive through the rain, kind of hungover, to the Delta. This is us here crossing into the Mississippi state from Arkansas. And the first stop we made was our way to the Stovall Plantation, which was Muddy Waters' home for many, many years. And on the way we listened to the Alan Lomax recording where he first met and discovered Muddy Waters. And yeah, it was a pretty emotional drive for me, kind of telling everyone, what they're in for, where we're going to. Probably one of the more interestingly geopolitical areas of the US, Mississippi is to me. And kind of giving them the lowdown on that. But it wasn't long until we'd arrive in the Delta. After a rather eventful drive, we made it to the Delta. Right now we're stood at the Stovall Plantation where Muddy Waters lived here until he was 30. When Alan Lomax drove here and recorded him as part of his field recording project. Just been taking it in, man. We've been driving through the Delta for like an hour and a half through like East Arkansas. And just like tearing up, telling Ian and Mia all the history here. But yeah, we're here. Muddy's home. It's tranquil, it's quiet. But we've been talking about all the suffering that's happened down here as well. And you can understand why they sang about the things they did, and with such raw passion and emotion. And like, I feel weightless right now, just my feet are touching this soil and it's crazy.
All the medicine he can buy and all the doctor.
I wondered if you'd tell me, if you can remember, when it was that you made that blues, Muddy Water.
Well, I just felt blue, and the song veiled into my mind, and it's come to me just like that song, and I just started singing and went on with it.
No exception.
They don't allow filming in the Delta Blues Museum, but it was pretty cool. I went before and they've really done it up. I went 5 years ago and it's fucking really nice in there now. But over here is something special. This club is owned by Morgan Freeman. It's the Ground Zero Blues Club, and they opened a second one in Biloxi, Mississippi, which is at the bottom of the state. It's about 7 hours away. It was pretty cool. So we went back to the Airbnb to kick it after some dinner, and yeah. Just want to tell you about our drive. I mentioned quickly there, like, we were a bit hungover and Ian made a sketchy move, which a truck driver didn't really like. So he tried to push us off the road, which was just insane to us. Like, our European minds can't comprehend a casual murder attempt like that. I mean, we were really shooken up and it was crazy, but like, that's sort of how things are, man. You piss someone off, they're going to get you back. It was like a mistake, don't get us wrong. And it was our fault, but Jesus Christ, man, it shook us up. But after a very emotional day, we got to Don Deering's house. He's a blues fan, and he let us stay with him at a really good price, and he really took care of us, and we appreciate him.
a dentist for 15 years.
Slim. Oh, what's that in? Let me see. Give me them honky tonk blues. Play it one time, Slim.
Where are we at, Casper?
We are at the place Sunhouse used to live. Possibly born here, I can't remember. This was his home at one point.
On the old Highway 61.
I like him good. When he started out, we was living not 2 miles apart. He was at home with his mother and father. A place called Robertsonville, Mississippi.
It was really good to see Watermelon Slim play that morning, and the Bluesberry hooked us up with some breakfast, which was very kind of them. It was the first bit of free food we had the entire trip, so we were grateful for that because we were getting spent. But yeah, we went to where Sunhouse used to chill, and then we went to Memphis, and we had to stop by the Stax Museum. So we went in there and saw what it was all about.
We're here at Stax. Place where many people recorded, many people I love. Isaac Hayes, Staple Singers, Albert King, the Bar-Kays. Recorded. This pretty much put soul music on the map along with Muscle Shoals and Motown music, but yeah. This is one of the places where it started. Many people moved from the place where we just came from. Place in Mississippi to come up here and make something of themselves, and they certainly did. They changed the course of popular music forever. And they're in like loads of UK TV adverts. Fucking tourist.
Mia, where are we playing tonight?
The Lamplighter?
Yeah, Lamplighter Lounge, Memphis. Hell yeah. Casper's already feeling at home, feeling the blues a little bit. We've just been at Stax Records, checking out the museum.
So we did our show in Memphis, and on stage with me right now is a guy called Tony Gentry, who used to play for Otis Redding and the Bar-Kays, who were Stax recording artists in Memphis. You know, it was funny, when we got to this gig, like, we kind of walked in and sort of knew that it was going to be a quiet one. You know, we started at 4 p.m. and we were not in town. We were sort of like just in the outskirts of town, and you know, we started playing. Some people like watched out of sympathy, and then Tony rocks up and starts playing with us, and everyone just came back in, man. And like, we needed Tony to carry us through that gig, you know. And you know, it was a real pleasure to play with him again.
Right, Tony, thanks so much for joining us up here.
I couldn't pass this up. I'm watching your progress, and I'm highly impressed with you, singing and everything.
Tony was like one of my first advocates other than my parents. He said, no, you can play the blues, you can make a living doing it. You need to set up a fan page and get it going. And I did just that when I was 18 years old, and it was really nice to see him again. And he came out and jammed with us.
Thank you so much. That was one of our rounds.
Took a drive after our gig. Got to play with Tony. And yeah, we thought we'd just drive along the side of the Mississippi for a bit. There's the big bridge that lets you cross the Mississippi. Pretty much takes you straight onto Beale Street. And what's that? It's that Bass Pro Shops. It's got a fish on it. I don't get it. There's a big pyramid here.
It's the second biggest pyramid in the world.
Is it?
I don't know.
Just for this. This is what we came to America for.
The Mecca. We're here at Bass Pro Shops Pyramid, man. It's so fucking huge. It's so big.
Yeah. I'm speechless, man.
Yeah, man, me too.
I'd be sad if I lived in the Bass Pro Shop.
I'm gonna get me a catfish too. Yeah, you been fishing all the time. I'm gonna fish it too. I bet your life, your lovely wife, catch more fishing you. In the fish bite.
$12 parking.
So yeah, we went to the Bass Pro Pyramid. I mean, that was kind of cool. And then after that, we went down Beale Street. And after paying $14 for parking, $20 for free Cokes, and smoking a cigarette inside, and watching a guy's phone get robbed, we thought we ought to leave. So we drove back to Mississippi, back to Clarksdale, and we saw the one and only Chris Stone Kingfish go and play the blues. It was fantastic. If you ain't heard of Chris Stone Kingfish, you need to wake the fuck up. I remember seeing him 8 years ago on Facebook. Now he's about 22, 23. And he just shreds the blues, man. He's amazing. And he's really keeping this music alive. He's from Clarksdale, Mississippi. Buddy Guy took an interest in him, gave him a record deal, and he's been soaring ever since and being a great ambassador for this music. It was a pleasure to meet him as well. It was wonderful. So the following day, we drove down to the Dockery Plantation, where you can see me playing at right now. And the Dockery Plantation is where many blues musicians used to meet. People such as Muddy Waters, Robert Johnson, Charlie Patton, Son House, Pop Staples, Henry Sims, many more used to sit together and trade songs. And by doing that, they pretty much formed the basis for rock music that the Rolling Stones would go on to play, the Beatles would go on to play. And from there, like, I don't know, you can pretty much say most forms of music sprung off the activities that happened down at Dockery Farms. Mississippi up to the 40s had mostly been manual labor, manual picking and manual processing of the cotton. However, Dockery Farms, as you can see, has this cotton gin where they would dump the cotton in and it would sort it out, which took away a lot of work for people. And on top of that, the invention of the tractor drove away many people from Mississippi. And that's when you had the great migration that happened in the 40s and 50s that drove people north to Chicago, Detroit, New York, places like that, and where the music became electric.
Followed her to the station with a suitcase in my hand. And I followed her to the station with a suitcase in my hand. hard to tell, it's hard to tell. And all your love's in vain, all my love's in vain. The train rolled up to the station. I looked her in the eye. When the train rolled up to the station, and I looked her in the eye.
That's dinner sorted.
This is song by Son House, one of my absolute heroes.
So later on that day, we came back and played at the Bluesberry Cafe. First came here when I was 19 years old, met a man called Watermelon Slim who, whether he knows it or not, I consider him a mentor. He's taught me so much, and watching him play has taught me a lot as well, and jamming with him as well has taught me loads. And we saw him at the start of this day when we were having breakfast, and he came up and played with us. Unfortunately, it wasn't documented, but we got to jam his songs with him, and we had a great time playing at the Bluesberry, and the people down there really appreciated our music as well, which I was happy about. The following day, we had to leave Clarksdale and make our way down to Bentonia, which was 3 hours south, but we were passing through a town called Indianola, which is a town where a guy called B.B. King is from, and his museum is there, and we checked out the museum, which was one of the cooler blues museums I'd ever been to, although all of them, they put so much work into them and really try to take you to where the musicians were and what mindset they were in when they wrote the songs they played and played the notes they played and sang those lines they played. And yeah, super cool to go down to the B.B. King Museum. He's also buried there, which should be mentioned, and I knew that, but I don't think Ian and Mia knew that until I just said, let's go meet B.B. King. And I just sat down and cried. There's his statue there, but yeah, he is buried there. And I just sat and cried with him. It was pretty cool to meet him in that way. There was no other way I was going to meet him. After an emotional experience, it was time to go down to Bentonia, Mississippi. We drove another 2 hours, and we got to Bentonia. Bentonia is one of the most rural places I've ever been to in my life. About 200 people live there, and we played at a place called the Blue Front Cafe. The Blue Front Cafe is a legendary spot in blues history. It's run by a man called Jimmy Doc Holmes, who's a Grammy-nominated blues musician.
If you win this Grammy, are you worried it's going to go to your head?
My head is like a concrete floor. It don't swell.
He's run it since 1970, and his parents opened it in 1948. Jimmy plays there most days. He hangs out there most days if he's not touring or playing somewhere else, and he was really kind to let us come through and play. There was a lot of people waiting for us when we got there. They heard the news that a UK blues band was coming through, and they wanted to see what it's all about. This is by far one of my most favorite gigs of the tour, and I'm going to let these videos do the talking now.
Yes. Yeah, man.
When it's already put on a sneaking gown, this same doggone thing. Did make a preacher live bow down. All the The fans of the blue front and the fans of the blue, this has been it used to be.
Amen.
I don't keep it alive, it's the fans that keep it alive. I happen to be the one that carry the keys to the front door.
That's all right.
And you're the one that keeps it going.
Right.
And all I'm gonna say, it's the fans. It's the fans, it's the fans, it's the fans, it's the fans. All the time.
Man, you built this?
Yep.
And tell the internet, what's your name?
Quan. Quanny Cash. KWANNYKA$H. As is on everything.
Cool, man.
And I built these from scratch. I made it out of, I took a piece of wood off the wood pallet. And I used tree bark, nails, and fence wire. And I used copper wire with this one. And that what I was telling you in there, y'all gave the woman the blues. There was a woman in there, and you know, she been drinking, enjoying herself. Y'all got her turned up.
Yeah, man.
And she ended up bumping one of my guitars.
She bought one?
No, she bumped it.
Bumped it?
Yeah, I had glass and I had a big heart.
Is that what smashed?
Yeah, that was what they were. I had a big heart-shaped ashtray. It's all it is, man.
Yeah. Shit, dude. How easy is that to fix?
Just slide the bottle in there and it'll stretch back out.
Okay, man.
Yeah, but before this, I had it right. Like put the whole thing on the
like that.
Let me see.
The history of the diddley bow is really interesting. Its roots go all the way back to Africa, and the idea of it was brought over to the US during slavery. And yeah, throughout that time, if you couldn't really afford a guitar or a banjo or something, you would take 2 nails, string it to your wall, and then, like this man here is using something to string it up and to make it torqued so he can actually pick it. And his house becomes a resonating boombox like you would on an acoustic guitar. And people still play diddley bows today, as you can see Quanny using one.
Those are actually the songs I would play when I was a kid.
I wish I could take one home.
What to say, you know?
Man, what's your name and what do you do?
Ben, and I build guitars and grow weed, medical weed for the state, literally.
Fuck yeah, man. And you gave me a sick slide tonight. Tell me about that slide.
It was just a blue slide that I found in a creek in Mississippi, man. I was looking for artifacts and I found a bunch of bottles and stuff and found that too, so.
Fuck yeah, man.
There you go.
Thank you for the slide, man.
Hell yeah.
Blue Front Cafe, what an experience, man. What a night. Jesus.
The Blue Front Cafe is not near anything, not even a hotel. The nearest hotel was about 40 minutes drive away, and they were very kind to put us up in the Blue Front house. We went over to the petrol station, which seemed to be the only shop nearby in the town, and we bought some beer and some snacks, and we had a good night at the Blue Front house.
Yep. Like another box in the demo?
Yeah.
I need food.
Get a snack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
singing it.
He just writes. No, I really am swapped up.
Yeah.
I know the Blue Front House. Sam and Jimmy Duck Holmes, they put us up.
Yeah.
Sam was that
It's crazy.
Yeah, like a whole band house for people coming to talk. It's like 3 beds, this sofa, another sofa, 2 doubles, a bathroom. It's kitted out. They're really worried about like making sure we have enough heat, but it's like 25 degrees.
Yeah.
There's no door in the toilet, so.
Oh, what?
Excuse me. Tonight's dinner is Frito-Lay salt and vinegar.
Yeah, but come on, you can't complain. We're in the Blue Front House.
Fries.
I did. That was good.
Yeah.
Well, the shrimp.
What are they eating? There's a spine over there.
Blue Front Cat. Jimmy Duck Holmes.
Hello, and I hope to see you sometime soon.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Well, that concludes this episode of Juke Joint Journal, the movie. Yeah, in the next and final episode, we head further south, back to New Orleans for the Bayou. We head to the swamplands and play our last few shows of the tour. So yeah, it was a real cool experience to go to Mississippi with the band and, you know, go to the home of the blues. And that show at Blue Front Cafe was like, I mean, all the shows are wonderful, but that one is going to stick with me for life for sure. See you in the next episode, the final one. And thank you for watching.